Good Monday afternoon. It is Monday, October 3rd, 2022. How are all of you out there? Let's get right into it, folks. Wow. You know, first and foremost, going into the season, when the schedule came out and we saw that the New York Jets' first four games are going to be entirely against the AFC North, I said, looking at it, I said, if the Jets can get out of this first four games 2-2, we should be okay. They went and got 2-2. They beat the two teams I expected them to beat. And yesterday, listen, winning in Cleveland was an accident. I mean, let's face it, we didn't deserve to win that Cleveland game. It was a fluke. Yesterday, in a game where the New York Jets probably should have beaten the pants off the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it took them all the way into the final minute to get it done, this one was no fluke. This one was a well earned win by the New York Jets as a whole. They did what they had to do. There were no gimmies. They forced the turnovers. They did what they had to do to win yesterday's game. Again, in a game that, the Jets should have probably won in a blowout because they were clearly the better team yesterday, in my opinion. Even though, and it's been resilience. The two games that the Jets have won, they've trailed by double digits in the fourth quarter and have come back and won them both. You know? So, they trailed in the final 2 minutes, in the Cleveland game, but they trailed by 10 points in the fourth quarter of yesterday's game. They trailed 20-10 going into the fourth quarter. Imagine? No. They trailed 20-10 in the fourth quarter. That's right. Pittsburgh scored their touchdown early on in the fourth quarter. But anyway, nonetheless, breaking it down, the Jets had a 10-0 lead in the game. They scored the touchdown on the Philly special. Who was it? I think it was handoff to Brees, reverse to Berrios, finding Wilson wide open. And you know what? The numbers weren't great, in Zach Wilson's debut. But you know what, though? When we needed it the most, he came through. You know? And considering the offensive line took another hit, Max Mitchell went down, with an injury. You see most of our offensive line is out, and it's like they had to, in a panic, gel together to get things right. Or you saw Zach running for his life a number of times, and there was one play where Michael Carter had a lateral pass back that Zach missed, and he had to hurry up, get the ball, and throw it out of bounds. But nonetheless, we escaped trouble because there were times in this game the Jets were in big trouble. Big trouble. They escaped one where I forgot what his name, Deontay Williams, I think. I forgot Deontay, whatever it was. He wears number 18 on Pittsburgh. I forgot what his name is. Like Deontay Johnson. He caught what looked like a clear touchdown pass, but except his toe touched the white chalk in the back of the end zone. That was a big negation that Pittsburgh did not. That Pittsburgh eventually scored a field goal on. But then here's one thing, and message to Carl Lawson: how you do not forfeit your game check after this or take a fine by the team for that stupid roughing the passer penalty before halftime. Mitch Trubisky, who the Jets, just beat up in that first half, from an interception by Joyner, from LaMarcus Joyner, to this and that, getting sacked, beaten up everywhere. And on a Hail Mary before halftime, Carl Lawson takes a stupid roughing the passer penalty. Chris Boswell, who had the longest field goal in that stadium's history, 56 yards, gets a 59-yarder and nails it in a kick he could have made from 65. It's like, are you kidding me? And I said right then and there, I said, we are in trouble. And then second half begins. The Jets get the ball. They get nowhere. They get 3 and out, give the ball away. On said punt, the Pittsburgh return man fumbles the punt, and it looked like there were 3 Jets around the ball, and they still couldn't pick it up. And you're like, at the way things are going, you're like, this is going to go really bad, fast. And Kenny Pickett was in the game. The crowd's going nuts. It seems like it's the spark that the team and the crowd needed. And Kenny Pickett, shredding away, they're shredding up the run defense. But his first actual throw goes downfield toward Chase Claypool, who the Jets shut down. Claypool had no receptions in the game. And he found LaMarcus Joyner, who knocked it into Jordan Whitehead's hands. Intercepted. Jets get it back. Unfortunately, on the ensuing possession, Zach Wilson, unfortunately, gets picked. I believe it was Minka Fitzpatrick who got the interception. I forgot who. Or was it him who had that late first half interception leading into that, whole. Yeah, it was Fitzpatrick who had the interception late in the first half that, where the Jets were driving to really like go up big at the half before, Carl Lawson decided to be stupid. But anyway, yeah, so, and it looked like a pick six. Looks like I'm being bothered here on my little report. Hello.
No.
How are you? My daughter has come to dog me while I'm trying to speak. But anyway. So instead of a pick six, the ball gets marked out at the 2-yard line. I mean, eventually Pittsburgh was bound to get it in. It took them all the way to third down to do so, where Pickett took it to the house by himself. And we had a 13-10 game. Either took it by himself or it was Najee. I forgot who. Whatever. They got in on the end zone, 13-10, and you're like, here it comes. They had us where they want us, and here is where it all falls apart. And I'm writing them off. I'm saying this freaking out in the third quarter, which has not been kind to the Jets. I mean, it makes me think about Baker Mayfield a few years ago, where he came in the second half and took the game over. The Cleveland Browns team that hadn't won a game in how long, and that happened. And then it just brings me back to all these moments. Yeah, can I help you? Yeah. I'm addressing the people. I'm addressing the people. Yeah, you got something you want to say?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8.
Thank you. Okay, go out and play. Go play.
No.
Go play. Go find mommy. Mommy wants a kiss. Go kiss mommy.
I want to kiss mommy.
Yeah, go find your mommy. Go give her a hug and kiss. Okay? Hey. Anyway. And then the fourth quarter came. And Pittsburgh, and I said, this is where the D-line gets really tired. They get really, really tired. And, and it sure looked that way when Kenny Pickett took another one to the house. It's 20-10 Pittsburgh, and you're like, at this point, I'm like, this garbage, this trash, I hate this team, and blah, 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 blah. So, it's just, it was turning into a mitigating disaster, like Pittsburgh getting it right, and the Jets, showing what they are. Right?
Why not?
What do you want?
This go on.
Hey, did the Jets win yesterday?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
They did, right? Didn't we celebrate a nice win yesterday? Did Daddy lose his mind watching the Jets yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I know he did. Okay, now like I said, go outside.
No.
Go watch. Your brother's playing hockey. You want to go watch hockey with your brother?
Was this a daddy?
Yes, it's Daddy. Come on.
No, it's the...
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, going on in the fourth, you're just like, you're giving up hope. Like, this team's gonna fold like a cheap tent. Like everything was going right and just went to a crash landing. But Zach Wilson did not quit, and the Jets did not quit. And then, you got to look at the players who, really came up through, especially in the, LaMarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehead had their best game back in the backfield in the safeties. You got to look at, also on the offense, Ty Conklin. He had a couple of big plays. He had a nice 30-yard catch. You got to look at Corey Davis. Now, this is where, Corey Davis, I want to thank him because my fantasy team had 2 wide receivers down today. One just didn't produce and one was injured. And out of the hunch, out of hunch in my league, Corey Davis was open. No one claimed him, because he's been very up and down. So I said, Corey Davis, okay, 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 thank you. I will get through this, folks. Hey, okay, 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 thank you. I took a flyer on Corey Davis. I said, I've got nothing to lose. And Corey Davis got me 5 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown. Touchdown that got the Jets right back in the game in the fourth quarter. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Corey Davis. Thank you. Knowing that he can do things. So he was probably a savior to my fantasy win this week, I have to admit. My daughter knows her ABCs, but anyway. But anyway, all else, I'm sorry for the interruptions, folks. I will get through this. Okay? But anyway, so Corey Davis, I want to thank him. Breece Hall, another one on my fantasy team. These guys really helped my fantasy team. And of course, he had the big, he was the hero of yesterday's game. He broke the plane, what looked like a fumble. He broke the plane. Yes. Yes. So for the Jets, it took the guts. They did it the hard way. They took them all the way to 16 seconds left in the game and knocking down a Hail Mary. And to survive the energy, the Steelers got off Kenny Pickett being in there and a 10-point, behind in the fourth. And they got the job done. And they're 2-2 with Miami coming to New York next week. There'll likely be no Tua. And after what happened with him, that was disgusting. After what happened to him.
Was this Daddy?
That's an old sign, sweetie.
What's this?
It's actually both for your brother.
Him.
Thank you.
1, 2.
Yes, 1, 2. But, again, gutsy performance by the Jets. Breece Hall is starting because, these catch out of backfields. Carter's been a little bit more limited, but, Breece, thank you on my fantasy again. So, you got to feel high for today. You do. You got work on Miami. We haven't won in the division since 2019. Oh, I love you too.
I love you.
I love you. But anyway, this one is breaking my heart. I feel like I can't even continue with this because she's so lovable. But anyway, like I said, what a win yesterday. Just some craziness, but Monday morning after a Jet victory feels so great. Now you got Miami coming to our house next week. We need to get a home win. A win over a team in our division. And today, 4 games have passed and the New York Jets are not in last place. I don't believe. Can you believe it? The New England Patriots are in last place all by themselves. You gotta love it. Oh man, let me tell you, gotta love it. All's perfect in the world today. But anyway, for the Jets though. Hey, can I finish this please without your noise?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But all else, look at the Jets. They gutsy performance yesterday. They did what they need to do. Zach Wilson, resilience. First game back from injury since the preseason. And he was menial. And, obviously we need a week now to get the offensive line together. Whoever's there, practice squad players or whatever, because the Miami Dolphins are not the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not. And, they're going to have their work cut out for them, especially the defense trying to contend Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Quarterback on the other hand is an experienced Teddy Bridgewater. So, it's going to be difficult, but, this is where things get really, really tough for the Jets. Very tough. And, they're not going to make this easy, and they're not going to, but victories are victories, and there are no apologizing for victories in this league. There is not. But anyway, like I said, Jets, Jets. A win feels great, a gutsy win at that. And it's only their second win in the state of Pennsylvania. They are what are they, 2-16 in Pennsylvania? They've never ever beaten the Eagles, and their only other win came on my graduation day back in when I graduated from college back in December of 2010. That's the only other time they ever won in Pittsburgh, and then lost in the AFC title game that year. But anyway, like I said, what a win. And by the way, just for the record, can the Jets get rid of that white jersey, black pants combination? Dear God. I mean, I like when they wear the black jerseys and the black uniform. The black jersey is probably my favorite of all three. But then, but the white jersey, black pants, no, not a good look. Not a good look at all. I think that was a Woody idea from last year, but nonetheless. Anyway, I'm going to keep it to here, obviously, because I think my little girl here, my 3-year-old, kind of took over. But there's really, I'm not really bashing anybody today because there's really no one to bash. I mean, well, there was, but I think I said all I needed to say. The defense, giving us trouble and making us nervous there and almost quitting on the team again. But nonetheless, a gutsy effort by the Jets. And next week, Miami. Soft work. Anyway, I'm out of here for now. All right? This is me signing off. Me and the little girl, the daughter of Island Blader for now. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm signing off.
Send off.
Okay? We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.